Hello! Halfway through the recording, I realized my mic was not being recorded, which means I've been talking to myself for over half an hour like an insane person. As everyone knows, talking to yourself is an act of insanity as long as nobody records you. So I've decided to keep whatever I've recorded and change the format for a little bit, as I'll be simply narrating today's video. Enjoy! Of course, after learning how to hunt, Polar's main objective became finding a lifelong mate to form a pack with. Luckily, he is a young, handsome wolf, so as soon as he woke up, there were suitors all around him. I entertained them and checked them out for a little bit, checking their age, diversity rating, coats, height, blood type, and favorite Starbucks order, and came to a conclusion that they weren't the right match for my little boy. It just didn't click like it should have. So, after a quick farewell, I howled to locate any other potential suitors in the area, and so it happened there were quite a few pretty nearby. After reaching them, I came across two other female wolves who were cautious, however still interested in meeting Polar. Or rather three, but the third one wasn't very interested it seems. I checked them out and set my eyes on the black female, 1010F. She had 4 diversity stars, meaning she was a good bet if we were to have pups, and that was Polar's goal, right? He wanted a pack, and he was gonna make that pack with one of these other wolves. Besides, with both of their coats, the pups would be gorgeous, I just knew it. And look who decided to circle back to me. But it is too late. Polar fell head over heels for that one moment. The game then notified me that the wolves decided to let the guard down, so I got to approach a little closer to 1010F and get to reason her up. You know, Polar is a handsome wolf, so even if she was a little shy, she quickly reciprocated those feelings. The other black female tried to intimidate 1010F, it seems, but Polar was having none of it. They howled a little together and continued hanging out until the black female agreed to stay a while together, just to test the waters, see if they click on hunts, if they can separate the housework between the two fairly, see who would do the dishes first, you know the drill. I decided to name the female Paleheart due to the white spot on her belly, as it looked kind of like a heart to me, and we got straight to work. Time to hunt some mule deer. Now, to become lifelong partners with a wolf, you need to bond a little with them first. That includes hunting together, playing, sleeping, you know the drill. Simply living and seeing if they like each other. At any point, if Paleheart gives me any red flags, I can cut our bond and search for another partner. But first, of course, I had to see how she'd do on hunts. We found a small family of mule deer and instantly got to hunting. However, that quickly proved difficult due to Polar's leg injury. Maybe Paleheart would have caught up to them, but unfortunately Polar was simply not speedy enough. After yet another attempt on a lone mule deer that soon joined its buddies and chasing them for what felt like hours, hoping to, I don't know, run them into the edge of the map or something, the mule deer scattered, spooked by something else, allowing us to get one of the fawns. Paleheart quickly took the initiative while Polar earned yet another leg wound, so yeah. She seemed like a girl boss, and I was even more set on marrying that woman. We had dinner, then a quick nap into the night to heal up, and then decided to do what two well-rested, well-fed wolves did best. Play around together, and then we went back to sleep. Not really sure why, I can't remember. I think the game might have blocked me and forgot to tell me because the affinity wasn't going up, but whatever. A bit more bonding later, it was time to hunt for food again. A mule deer calf can only feed 2 adult wolves so long. I mean, we weren't particularly hungry, but eating together also strengthened our bond, so might as well do it before we start starving. By this time, we went deep into enemy wolf territory, and I'll say, these wolves have a really shit land pick. Not a single scent for miles. Might as well sabotage them while we're here. This will surely not backfire. Finally, we ran into some more mule deer. Here's to hoping we'd have more luck with them than the last time, but they were fast, alright. Thankfully, the terrain slope worked to our advantage a bit, and we were able to get fairly close before they decided to cross the river again, and we had a pretty epic fight in the water, which earned Paleheart an injury. We came up on top though, thankfully on the bank and not in the water, cause I'm unsure we'd be able to even eat it if it died in the water. After having a bit of a fight with the riverbank, we took off to get out of the enemy territory at the very least and heal our injuries a bit. Thankfully, it worked as my minor injury was healed, and Polar and Paleheart were able to bond a little bit more, with Polar showing he's very submissive and breathable. Afterwards, we followed another trail of Polar's favorite prey, it seems, mule deer, to get another hunt in. I then marked the previous carcass as I assumed there wouldn't be much worth going back for, and since we don't have any territory to take care of currently, we had a lot of time on our hands. On pause? Soon after deciding that the deer were really shit at picking their paths, we found 2 bucks and quickly decided we'd need more hands on deck for that kind of hunt and followed another track. We found a small family and set our minds on breaking it. It would, once again, prove challenging thanks to Polar injury, so I had to think really hard on how to approach it. By circling around it, we were able to get much closer, but then Polar felt exhausted as if he was like a 12-year-old dog and not a 2-year-old young wolf, but we didn't give up there. I had to double check midway through if Polar really had a +1 to speed like I gave him, cause this was getting ridiculous. Maybe it's an accurate difficulty thing, I don't know. All I know is that we chased them well into the night, but as soon as we got some bites in, the resident pack caught us and things got ugly really quick. We attempted to fight back, but we were just a little too exhausted and too injured to stand a chance realistically. I gave the pup that was among them a fitting name and started biting, hoping to get a quick kill in to make the Yainsis Hole? Wait, really? Yainsis Hole? Really? Anyway, to make the Yainsis Hole pack fear us. I did risk Polar's life on multiple occasions to get that kill in, and after a little while I realized that maybe it wasn't the best idea. But not before getting one last bite in and sliding off of a mountain. I was caught almost leaving the map in a really bad position and decided that if I die, I take victim down with me. But soon I caught an opening to book it, calling Paleheart to follow. Things were not looking good. Yainsis Hole made sure we were out of the territory before finally letting us go. I saw the face of God when I got stuck on some rock, but we managed to get away in the end. I gave the 2 females some more fitting names to know who to target for future revenge, but for that we needed more backup. We caught a nap, my major leg injury finally healed, and that was the moment I realized my voice wasn't being recorded and I rage quit for 3 months. Anyway, the story continues. It's been like 3 months, I think. Why is the quality so shit? After adjusting my settings after months of not playing, we took another nap and went after some meal to hopefully heal up a bit more. We found a herd and went after one of the fawns. Of course, Polar couldn't avoid getting bullied by the mother repeatedly, gaining a leg injury which is quite annoying as I just healed the last one! We did end up getting it and having a snack, however we quickly realized it wasn't enough. We bonded a little bit before taking another nap. Nice. After a show of wonderful perception by yours truly, I thought there was a bison there, but it's just a rock, and one more nap, we found a mule deer scent that we tried going after. And then I caught a whiff of elk and changed our priorities. Elk would last us much longer. Unfortunately, the elk was near enemy territory of the Garnet Hill pack, so we had to be very careful in how we'd go about it to herd our prey into the neutral ground. Of course, the herd wasn't afraid of just 2 measly wolves, so I bit a random calf to scare them, which worked for all of them aside of the calf I just bit, which sucked as the calf was low on HP already. I got bullied by the mom a bit more, so I left more of the biting up to Paleheart, and thankfully she's a wonderful being and took the initiative quickly. We easily took the calf down and managed to get all full just on the edge of Garnet Hill territory. We got to camp out on this carcass for a few days and bond together until the affinity meter reached 100% and we could finally take the step in forming our new pack. Marking territory! We took some celebratory bites off of coyotes that tried to get our carcass and took over the hex we were in currently. Oh my god, the crows are adorable. I don't know what's Garnet Hill doing. I think they actually gave up on this plateau. And I think for the winter, this plateau is actually a great place for a territory, since elk and other ungulates actually just go to flatlands for winter. However, we need to start thinking about taking this part as well, just to be sure, because we're going to need some highlands for the spring with the puppies. So I think this area will be great. What is Brandage doing actually? I think Yancey's Hole is the most powerful pack on the map right now, because I don't know what the other ones are doing. During one of our naps though, Yancey's Hole took over some of the territory I intended on taking, so we'd have to be a bit more aggressive when it came to claiming territory. Claiming territory is a long and repetitive process consisting of pissing, howling, and finding dens, so I'll simply leave in some of my yapping. Enjoy! We would have to take some of Yancey's haul if we want to get what I was intending on getting. Perhaps we could take this hex from Garnet Hill as well. Let's do that first. Garnet Hill doesn't seem like as strong of a pack. I don't think I've met them yet, but they don't seem that strong. A lot of Wolfquest is just traveling places, which I guess is accurate for wolves, but it makes for a really hard commentating experience. Technically, for the most optimal play style, where you can easily see everything and not worry about dangers coming from any direction because you can see everything, is to play on the fastest settings so you don't have as much shit on the screen. However, then the game is kinda ugly, and I'm not for that. I want my game to be pretty. I don't care if I die to achieve that. I haven't been playing on this map for like ages, and definitely not on this side of the map, so I really don't know where I'm going. Breezy. I think this is a pretty nice area for a den, unless it's like wooded somewhere in there. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's a really nice area for a den. I might consider that. By the way, thank you for the support on the last video. I know it's been a while, but I was really happy with how that video came out, and I'm really glad that it got, whoops, as much attention as it did. I'm really thankful for that, especially since I'm pretty much a nobody right now. So it really means a lot to get so much views on a brand new series, so to say. I feel like playing on an accurate difficulty with an Iron Wolf really makes it more like the stakes are way higher than with like a normal wolf on like a challenging setting. So I doubt that I will get any opportunity to really rest and feel safe on this difficulty setting. And I kind of can't wait. I'm pretty bossy when it comes to Wolfquest, so it will be fun to see how it might bite my ass in the future. There is a den nearby, but I don't think I really want a den that close to Yancey's hole, considering that we are under territory currently. Might get it just for the quest. Let's try finding that den. Yeah, they were here not that long ago, it seems. We're very close to the den. Is that it? Oh, that's a really cool den, actually. I like that. I like that a lot. We need 15, right? We'll have 13, so we can also take these two. I don't see... I think Yancey's Hall was going after us until they realized we took over the hex entirely. But they're not done yet. No, we are far from done. I'm afraid that their home hex is going to be one of these. That would be unfortunate. We could settle in this then, I think. This was a nice one. We do need to take these hexes too, though, to have a buffer. And I don't think we really need that big of a territory for now. Oh yeah, that then. It's still a little bit too close for comfort. I have a little bit of an achievement in mind. Regarding denning each year, if I survive that long, for the den site to be different each year. I think that could be nice little challenge to do. Not den in the same place twice. This way we'll eventually have to den in every place on the map, and probably move maps at some point. There's a bridge over here! Oh wow! Cute! We didn't need to cross the bridge, I think. This looks like it was a stream at some point. It's pretty cute. Play hard, get it, get it, get it! She got it, okay. Snack! I'm gonna get the snack as well. Come on, Play hard, let's eat together. Did she give it to me? No, Pale Heart, this is yours. Here, it's yours. Here we go. She's so lovely. With all 15 plus 1 hexes marked and 3 den sites discovered, all that was left for us to do was finding one more den site to finish the quest. However, that proved to be much harder than I expected. No matter how long we circled around, we could just not find a single den site. It got frustrating real quick, and we had to take a break to get some food for ourselves and remark some of the territory as it was taking that long. It turns out the wolf gods decided to turn against us though, as we just couldn't find any elk and mule deer proved to be difficult to track down. First we ran into a buck, which we definitely didn't stand a chance against. Then we found some doe we simply couldn't catch up to no matter how hard we tried. We made a few attempts before giving up and deciding to find some other prey to snack on. We eventually ran across a family of mule deer and attempted to get them. A doe that got stuck on rocks managed to stunlock me for a little bit, but we put up a fight good enough to come out on top. We'd live another day, asshole. During a nap afterwards, my major injury at last healed, so our quest of finding just a single more den site continued. We remarked some territory while at it. It felt like forever, but I finally saw the blessed notification of a den nearby and managed to find a nice stone den, and so we could at last form our pack. I named it Thaw as I simply liked that word and thought it would fit Polar's vibe. Next on the to-do list was picking the den site we spent the spring in with our new pups. I already decided on the first den we found and settled on remarking some of the territory on the way there, but of course it wouldn't be as easy as that. When our pack grows, it will be a bit difficult. Where the fuck? Of course. I guess we'll have to postpone giving birth. During our trip there, our territory got threatened by Garnet Hill pack, so I abandoned the quest for now to teach them a lesson. And of course, while at it, I found like 1 million additional den sites, cause why not? I assumed that, due to the current season, we'd have our hands full as we'd probably run across the entire pack, but of course we shouldn't ever assume. That or Garnet Hill really isn't that much of a threat. I gave them some accurate names to tell them apart and chose my target wisely. It took like no time to take out one of the wolves and give the leader a few more bites as a farewell. They shouldn't mess with us for a while now. With that done, we returned to our den site to dig it out and prepare it for the pups. I'm hoping for a big litter and... Holy shit! I have never had 7 pups! What the hell? I didn't know that was possible. I thought 6 is the cap. Okay. The next step was deciding on names, and I already had a list of them ready. I wanted the wolves to fear our pack, so the choice of the name was important. I needed some names that screamed, "I'm dangerous and I will kill you." So, say hi to Glock 17, Shotgun, Uzi, AK-47, M1 Garand, Colt M1911, and Barbara. We are one pack to fear now.